Hi, I'm Robyn Hill with 2 Egg TV, and we're here at the Panhandle Pioneer Settlement. I'm here with Ben Ferguson. He's using hand-forged tools to demonstrate how to carve a wooden bowl that was used for bread making well over 150 to 200 years ago. Ben, how long have you been doing the bowl carving?
About 20 years, and to find out how to do it, I kind of had to backtrack. The last old timer I knew that did it was right in this Blountstown area, C.B. Linton. And he passed away before I could meet him in the 80s like that. But asking other people who had watched him and all, and talking to other old timers, I could gradually piece it together on how it was done. Years later, when I got into computers, could find out from them, I happened to be accurate the way I went to get the information and backtracking into it like that. Everything from the adzes to where to cut the tupelo like that to cure it, if at all, turned out to be accurate. And I got to thinking, that's the way these flint knappers learn to nap the paleo points like that. And so I got interested that way and gradually worked my way up into it. Being I'm a blacksmith, I could forge my own tools. That was another thing. You had to get good tools for it. The only adze, and this is the workhorse, called the hollowing adze. The only one I know of for sale, a hand, not the big foot adze. Woodscraft has them, and I wouldn't use them for nothing but working in the garden like that. When I make one, before I harden and temper it, I'll put it on a temporary handle and play with it, and oftentimes I have to reheat it and tweak it a little bit, because a 1/16 of an inch out can mean the difference, you know, being good and real good work like that.
How long does it take you to forge a tool like this?
A tool like this, you've about got an all-day job in it, putting the handle on it and everything else. This is a wooden handle, and when I put a wooden handle in it like that, I'll use the old soot method on it and keep putting it on until it touches all the way around. And then a little epoxy, which the old timers would have used hide glue instead. And then after it sits up at least 24 hours like that, then I'll put my rivets through to keep it. You don't want it out of tiller. You'll see some blacksmiths will make one out of a masonry hammer that has a chisel. The eye is not deep enough. The deeper the eye, the lesser it is to get out of tiller like that. And you can do the whole thing with just adze like that. But like I say, the scarp, the rasp, and the chisel, I use them.
Now this is a very fascinating hand-forged tool here. What do you call this?
Snake scarp. A scarp in general. But this particular kind of snake scarp, and I think that's probably due to its shape like that. And the reason it's shaped definitely is so you can get at anything from any angle. Even lay on your back under a wagon and work on it, or get up in the rafters like that and work on something.
Most people tend to think, when you say engineering, they think of computers and bridges and stuff, but this actually is probably the simplest engineered tool, and it's how many hundreds of years old?
Well, Lord knows. Lord knows how many has been
simple
around.
engineering
Since
there.
iron's been around.
That is absolutely amazing. It's amazing how we as society and as the human race have built upon this simple technology that is probably better than most today.
Right. Well, here's one thing too. Nothing moves wood quicker than a well-made scarp. And a good friend of mine says, Ben, you're not thinking about, what about that chainsaw?
Right.
I said, what's a chainsaw tooth shaped like?
Exactly.
He says, you're right, it's a scarp. I said, just hundreds of them in a row, moving quick. Same thing.
It's amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
The bowl's made from the swollen base of the tupelo tree. Only the swell's good for it. The trunk is not. Once you get past that choke point, it's hard, heavy, and tends to crack. That's soft, light, and you cut the tree down and start the bowl tomorrow. You don't have to worry with cracks like that. And it's soft, but like I say, it doesn't crack.
And then what's step 2 once you get it cut?
Okay, once you get it cut in the slabs. Now, where the slabs was done, it'd be like if this was the stump, it'd cut it just like light bread, slicing it on, say, 6-inch increments, go all the way to the ground. This is during low water now, now maybe 1 inch or 2 of water. They go down with the cross-cut saw, cut it like that, then turn the saw sideways, get down on their knees and cut the slabs off. 2 good men with a cross-cut saw could fill up a John boat or an ox cart with bowl blanks in a day's time. Take them to the homestead and store them up in the rafters of the barn, or if there's room in the smokehouse, do it like that. Because the handles and all was done that way too. And then they'd go from the slab, like this. This is our slab. And do the outside first. Now to go from this to this, like that, there's a lot of hard work, but not a whole lot of skill. You draw your lines along this edge, and then with a cross cut or a buck saw or whatever, even a hand saw, you'd saw these edges off. Then you would saw the corners off, like that. Then you'd get this, the old horseshoe hoof rasp, which is still the best wooden file ever made, and round off what's left. So then you have your outside, excuse me, shaped like that into this portion. So it's time to hollow out the center. Now the way we do that, we get this one up here, drill some holes in it to the depth you want, so you know when to stop. And then you get the adze first. And that's what I've been doing here. And I give you a few swats with the adze to show how it's done. And then use the other tools, we'll show them. And my adze done run off. Where did it go? There it is. Now if you're going to notice, I'm not swinging like I'm driving steel for the railroad. It'll be rocking in my wrist, but it'll still move that wood good and proper. And you got the curve to it. That's what you want in the dough ball. Let Miss Robyn look at that and see how it's been shaved off.
Perfectly curved there.
Okay, now run your finger into that groove where it's done.
That is smooth,
See, it's been shaved and not rived or ripped.
That is a beautiful texture.
That's what you want, yeah. Okay, then when you get it hogged out like that, you go over it easy with your adze and get as many little ridges down as you can. And it takes twice as long, but you ain't moving 1% as much wood. And notice the way the adze is built, you've got your curvature too. I have flat adzes I've made, like for working on something on the outside. You see it's got the smaller one like that, and the smaller ridges actually sand quicker like that.
That's absolutely fascinating.
Okay, now it's ready for the scorp like that. You want to show the scorp up here or down in the
yeah, in the bowl.
In the bowl, okay. It's not ready for the scorp yet, but we're showing how it's done.
So that would be a later step.
Right. I can't catch your head.
Look at that.
See, that's, again, that's a shaving.
And perfectly curled too.
Mm-hmm.
Keep those in your hand for later.
All right. Hold that there.
Then what's the next step, Ben?
The next step for that is sanding. After you get done with the scorp, then you're ready to sand it. And the better you get with the scorp, the less work you got with the sandpaper. Like that. Of course, the better you get with the adze, the less work you got with the scorp. I'm trying to figure out if I can get good enough with the tools to do a whole bowl without doing nothing. Keep going on. And that's when, after the sandpaper, this is what you have.
Oh, wow. What do we call this and what do we use it for?
This is for a dough bowl for making breads, pastries, and all such as that. And there's a little more to the shape of it than what plenty of people think. You notice it's not pocketed at each end. It slopes up toward each end, but there's no creases in it. And you don't want any corners down in there to catch and hold dough. And it looks like she's a number one smooth, you know, like smooth curvature. Can you feel the?
That is very smooth.
Yeah, but you can still feel it's been hand hewn.
Right.
Okay. Now, there's a flat spot right in there. See, but you can't see it. You see how it is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when when you get that sculpt to it'll go from that flat.
That's amazing because you can't see it, but you feel it right there.
And I've seen some of those Appalachian craft shops they sell for dough bowls. Them old ladies would have broke them over your head. You'd have brought it to them to make bread in.
They're picky.
Yep, very.
This is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Ben.
Okay, so that's it for the dough bowls like that. And like I say, you're going to have to be in a position to get the tools, and I forge my own tools out like that. And get with the loggers. The only difference, like say, me and Robyn was talking with the modern technology. When I get the stumps out, I will have them do it at the wood miser. That wood miser is just like a cross cut, you know, that's on a belt. It's not like the circular saw that bites, bangs, and leaves a bite on it, like that. So besides the market that's band saws gone and, you know, a few sand hits or whatever, and they're gone.
This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love that bowl there.
But that trainware in general, people made a lot of things from the trainware before the potters and the tinners got on the frontier, and there's virgin timber all over the place. All kinds of stuff was made, just like the feed trough on the porch over there. The man that made it, I taught him, sold him some tools and taught him how to hew. Okay, cribs for the babies, the best one I'd seen a picture of like that. The log was like split down the middle, so it's like a half a log and flattened on the bottom. Hollowed out like that bowl, but it had 4 pegs coming in a couple inches off the bottom, the front and the back. That way you could sit there in a rocking chair and do knitting, sharpen it, and get your foot rock baby in it like that.
And I tell you what, we might not have had a hand carved cradle, but we had some baby apparatuses when my boys were smaller, and we'd be rocking them, and we doing other stuff too. So
it was made. Well, see the pegs also that you wouldn't dump baby out.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us today at the Panhandle Pioneer Settlement, and thank you, Ben, for your insightful information on wood carving. This has been an absolutely fascinating journey into the past, so thank you very much.
Okay, there's even, I should have brought it, but even I got a piece of old wooden plumbing from a whiskey still that was made out of Tupelo.
That is absolutely amazing. Once again, I'm Robyn Hill with 2 Egg TV. For more information on Off the Beaten Path adventures, visit us at www.2eggtv.com. Thank you.